Okay, welcome to 30-Minute Reviews. I am Adam. On this Sunday, let's talk about this weekend's biggest news, which is not Thor related, even though Thor did have a pretty successful box office, which, if I remember correctly, is not too much higher than the Eternals, but I don't think it'll have the drop-off of the Eternals, but who knows? I didn't particularly care for the movie. If you want to hear my thoughts on it, head on over to that other thing, Beware of Spoilers. That's not what I'm here to talk about. No, I'm here to talk about what the fuck is with this weird traffic situation. Oh no, the police car that's blocking the way. Alright, I guess I'll have to go around. The police car is blocking the lane, because that's cool. Anyway, let's talk about the director for Captain America 4. Now, we know that in like 2 weeks there's San Diego Comic-Con. It's definitely 2 weeks away. It's not this week coming up, it's the week after. The San Diego Comic-Con is fast approaching. And previously, Marvel was not going to have any real major presence at San Diego Comic-Con. It was going to just be, It was going to just be D23. Then, all of a sudden, they announced, They announced that there was going to be a big presence from Marvel. We're going to have 2 panels, one for animation, one for live action at Marvel Studios. And presumably at the live action one, they're going to unveil their next slate, because now every movie that was announced at the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con has now been released. We've seen them all. They're all out. And now the next slate has to come forward. Now, we knew Blade was coming. We knew Fantastic Four is in development. We may get a new director for Fantastic Four announced at San Diego Comic-Con. We may get info about Echo and all these other things. But I think the 2 biggest announcements we've already had. We've had the beginnings of, at least. Because the first major announcement is the arrival of... The arrival of the director for Thunderbolts a few weeks back, actually like a month and a half ago at this point, when they announced the director of Thunderbolts, which is impending. And same thing goes for the announcement of Julius Onah as the director of Captain America 4. Presumably, well, not presumably, it will be the first Captain America movie with Sam Wilson, as Captain America. And they're doing that movie, and I think that the selection of Julius Onah for this, for this job is fantastic for what Captain America worked best as under Chris Evans as Captain America. Because there were 3 Captain America movies. There's the first Avenger, which is the World War... and the thing is, each one of them is slightly different, and it works so well that each one of them is slightly different. The third one is basically an Avengers movie. It is still grounded as a Captain America movie, but it's basically an Avengers movie. It's like Avengers 2.5. But that, that came out. And then there was, the first Avenger, which was the World War II biopic, which Joe Johnston directed, and then the Russos directed The Winter Soldier, which is basically a political thriller. I think that if it's not going to be an Avengers movie, the best way to go, because it's not going to be a period piece, but the best way to go is to make it into another, Make it into another, what's the word I'm looking for here? Make it into another thriller. And Julius Onah had previously directed one of my favorite movies of 2019. A movie that did not quite get enough praise. So I'm going to say, if you have not gone out and watched this movie yet, go to Hulu. It is on. It's called Luce, L-U-C-E. It is a fantastic little movie about this kid who was adopted from Africa, who was a former child soldier. And the ensuing drama that happens as his teacher starts to think that he is showing signs of extremism and showing signs that he is still indoctrinated. And it's such a well-done movie, and it keeps you twisting and turning through the whole thing. And I think that if this is the person you're going to have directing a Captain America 4, maybe being Serpent Society or the Return of Hydra, this is the perfect person to do it. Because not only do you have the what that movie is about, which is it being a like a suspenseful kind of, not thriller per se, but it's kind of a mystery. If you're going to have that story be told, the best person to tell it is someone who already did that. And the fact of the matter is, the movie plays with race, which, based on Falcon and Winter Soldier, guaranteed that's going to be a through line through the movie. And it is a fantastic choice. I cannot stress enough how well this director matches this material. And I don't think that we've really had that match in Marvel Studios in a while. Where it's like, we couldn't look to any director and be like, oh, okay, that sensibility fits. Like, when Taika Waititi was originally brought on for Thor: The Dark World, I don't think anyone was like that. Maybe Kate Shortland on Black Widow. Maybe that. But beyond that, it's all been kind of, we're going to, like, it's all been kind of, alright, that's a lesser-known director or a small indie director. But I think that this is an excellent choice for Marvel Studios, where we've already seen him do something similar. We know he can do something well that is similar, and I think this is a perfect choice. So we'll wrap up there for today. I think that's really all we have. I can't really think of anything else that needs to be addressed with it. It's such a good choice, and we're going to get little drips and drabs of information between now and San Diego Comic-Con, like, the big reveal being, for Echo, the return of Daredevil and Kingpin is another big one. Like, that is a huge return. They're going to be in 3 episodes each, and apparently it's setting up Mayor Fisk, which I'm wholeheartedly in favor of. Like, that storyline is great, and it's a great way to move Fisk in a new direction. And I think having him be a political player is a better use of him than having him be a crime lord. It's all great decisions that are happening all around. But yeah. We will wrap up there for today, and we'll be back with more news as it happens, as always. So, until our next episode, have a great rest of your week.